I'm going to be getting into the strategic aspects of marketing today. I'm not going to be getting into a whole lot of tactical stuff, but I will be much more than happy to talk to you individually about anything tactical, managing things like social media management, websites, SEOs, video production, all that kind of stuff. I can talk for days and days. I've been involved in this for a very long time, and I've seen how markets and everything have shifted over the years. First and foremost, I do want to thank you all for coming today. I know that it's a big commitment to take time out of your day. I'm going to honor that by making sure that I stay within our parameters here, make sure that we are done and taken care of by 1 o'clock. I've got a lot of information. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you one of my little secret weapons here. So I use this little timer. This is what I do with my kids whenever I give them something to do. And I say, you got to get that done in 5 minutes. I'll set a little timer. So I'm going to set it for 45 minutes. That'll give everybody plenty of time to be able to ask questions as I go through this today. So always, you got to stay accountable, right? All right, so first and foremost, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm not going to talk too much about myself. I've been involved in the world of marketing for a very long time. I originally started out as a content creator way back in the 90s doing video production. I'm a visual effects artist. I'm a computer animator. That's kind of where I got involved and how I got started. I'm going to give you today, so I've done everything from forensic animation to educational children's programming. I've had stuff on PBS, and I've got, a few awards from some child's festivals and stuff like that, A Different Life. I've done media production. I've done news production, and I've been a news producer in the past. Live video, live sports production. For the last 8 years, I've been the marketing director at Advantage Technology, so anything that you see from Advantage Technology was produced by me and my team. So I've been involved in marketing, and I've seen all the shifts and all the changes over the years. I am going to make you a promise today. If you listen and you pay attention, I'm going to give you some superpowers that you're not expecting. And I know that's a big claim. But I always like to make bold claims, and then I always like to pay them off. That's the secret to marketing. You always make big claims, and then you pay them off in the end. But I need you to come with me on this journey. And to come with me, I need you to lay aside some preconceived notions, okay? So I'm going to give you just one example here of some preconceived notions that might be holding you back. Let me ask you guys, anybody that wants to answer, what's 1 plus 1? 2. 2, right? So I've got 1 cup of water and 1 cup of water. So 1 plus 1 is 1. So 1 plus 1 isn't always 2, is it? So I want you to understand that things are going to be a little strange. And some of the things I'm going to say, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time believing, because these are kind of high-level psychological tricks I'm going to show you and explain to you for running your business. So don't start with any preconceived notions, and just understand that some of this stuff, when you go back and talk to your colleagues, they're going to think you're crazy. But that's okay, because everybody thinks I'm crazy too. So first and foremost, I want you to understand, this might have been said by Ralph Waldo Emerson. There's a lot of doubt about that. But he said something to the effect of, build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. Now that's complete hogwash. That's not true at all. You can have the greatest product ever, and that does not mean you're going to sell any of them. How many people know about people that have great products, great services, they don't sell anything? It's because they don't have good marketing. You have to have good marketing. No matter how good your product is, you have to have good quality marketing in order to sell it. And that's just the bottom line. That's just how it goes. If there's one thing that you take away from my presentation here today, there's one and only one thing I want you to understand, is that marketing is not advertising. Advertising is a subset of marketing, but marketing is not advertising. So years ago, I was working with a colleague of mine, and he was really wanting to improve the revenue at his branch office. And I told him I was going to sit down with him, I was going to talk to him for a long time and try to figure it out. I had some worksheets. I had kind of a standard set of worksheets that I do, and a lot of it's real similar to what I'm going to be talking to you about here today. And it was a long, complicated process that I walked him through, a marketing funnel, a marketing strategy. It took about 2 hours, spent a lot of time with him, asked him lots of questions, gave him some worksheets to fill out and everything, and I said, I'll come back, you fill out these worksheets, we'll get our strategy put together, we'll set up an appointment for next week, and we'll come back and cover it. Next week, I came back and I said, so what did you fill out? What did you do? And he said, you know what? I didn't really understand any of that. I just thought we'd run radio ads. So that was a big waste of time. But that's the way a lot of people think about marketing. When you say marketing, they think, oh, newspaper ads. Or you say marketing, oh, you mean billboards. Or you say marketing, and they say, oh, yeah, TV ads. Marketing is not advertising, okay? Marketing is a strategic system that involves everything from your pricing all the way down to your customer evangelization. So you want your customers to love your product, you want to make good products, and all of that, top to bottom, that's all marketing. And a little teeny sliver of that is advertising. One of the things that I'll run into all the time is people that have the magical ads. I call it the magical ad syndrome. And that's they think that they're going to create a magical ad to solve all their problems. I can't, I'm not selling anything. What I need to do is if I did this one magic ad, that'll solve all my problems. What I need to do is run this. I hear people are making money on TikTok. I'll post a TikTok video. That'll solve all my problems. And they just think that's all they need to do is just this one thing, this one magic thing. Now, everybody hears the stories, and I think this is why the magic ad thing is so pervasive, is you hear the story, oh, I had a nephew that made $100,000 on YouTube. Or, my roommate's brother, she sold lotion out of the back of her car and made $2 million in 1 year. Everybody's got these stories, and it's like, I've never sold lotion for $2 million. What am I doing wrong? And I'm not saying that those stories aren't real. Most of them are made up. But those types of stories are one hits. That's why you hear about them. Somebody jumped on a trend right when it took off. Somebody got lucky by getting on a subject right when it was popular, especially with social media. They went viral when going viral was a thing. So I don't want you to think about magic ads. I don't want you to think about advertising at all. I want you to think about marketing as a strategy. I had a friend of mine that was also wanting to improve his business, and he was I said, well, what do you have in mind? What kind of thoughts do you have? And he said, I think we should do the slogan, don't cuss, call us. And I said, okay, that's cute, okay. So what else? That's it. You just want to print flyers that say don't cuss? Yeah, and the phone number. People call us like crazy. It's like, it doesn't work that way, okay? And you will be shocked how many people think, well, I just need this magic logo. I just need this slogan. This one thing, this magic thing, and all my problems will be solved. So what is my marketing strategy? So when it comes to marketing strategy, I've got 4 essential elements to succeed in a successful spend of advertising money. So like I say, advertising is part of marketing. But this is all of the stuff that you need in place before you ever get to that point where you're spending money. Okay? So first and foremost, you need a target market. That's a specific group that share common characteristics, preferences, serving as a primary audience for your marketing efforts. Okay? You need an offer. That's a compelling strategic proposition presented to your prospect designed to capture their interest and motivate them to take a desired action. Now, you notice I didn't say, one thing I want to point out, it's take a desired action. It's not to buy. Buying might be the desired action, but there's plenty of other things that you might want your customer to do. You might want your customer to write a Google review. That's an offer. You might want your prospect to give you his phone number. That's an offer. You've got to give them something. They're not just going to give you their phone number. They're not just going to write you a review. You got to give them something. So that's an offer. So get out of the idea that offers are just about buying the one thing. Then you need a position. Position is knowing where you are in a structured process that guides the prospect through various stages, from initial awareness to a final conversion. The aim is to nurture and filter leads to a maximum scale. Some people call this a funnel. That's another term for it. There's marketing funnels, there's sales funnels. Conceptually, they're the same thing. But your prospect, no matter who you're talking to from your target audience, they're going to be somewhere, they're going to have one of these positions here along the way. And you need to always talk to them in that position. And then most importantly, because this one right here is the one that people have the hardest time with, is perspective. Plain and simply, you got to maintain a realistic view of the sales numbers. You got to understand the significance of sales metrics, analyze performance data, and make informed decisions to optimize the sales process. So, if you're just scattershot throwing money at different types of advertising, different types of branding, updating your website one month and then doing radio the next month and then put up a billboard the month after that, you don't have any perspective on anything. You don't know where your money's going, you don't know who's seeing it. And more importantly, even if you're spending a lot of money, you don't know what your conversion rates are, you don't know what's happening with that money. And you have to have perspective in that the simple fact that you're going to talk to a lot of people, both in sales and in marketing. The vast, vast majority of them are going to say no, and that's okay. That's all part of the perspective. So I call this my top 4 elements, and you'll notice it spells T-O-P-P, top 4. That'll help you remember. Target, offer, position, and perspective.